I'm not sure Liverpool are actually okay. I'm not sure things are well at Liverpool. I think the defeats to Arsenal aside, there are a lot of problems going on at Liverpool, and this season could really be a very, very bad season for them. You know, I think Liverpool are in trouble. You know, I think they are. I would imagine that they will pick up maybe after the World Cup, but this thing that I'm seeing, it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good, bruv, at all. Let's kick it. Right, so we begin this episode with the events that happened over the last game week in the Premier League, La Liga, of course, and of course in the Italian League. We saw Arsenal and Liverpool play a very fantastic game. It was a spectacle, a good game of football, a few controversies here and there, but the performance, look at that performance from Arsenal. It was really remarkable. Arsenal ran out 3-2 winners, of course, but I think the results sort of flattered Liverpool. Watch the second half performance especially. Arsenal completely dominated Liverpool. I think that's the first time in many, many years. I think it was during Wenger's time that Arsenal dominated Liverpool for 10 to 20, 15 minute stretch like that. It was really sad to see Liverpool look like a complete shadow of themselves. Oh God. Trent Alexander-Arnold got injured, of course, alongside Luis Diaz, who is set to actually be away till, I think, after the World Cup. So he's pretty much not playing football till next year. Trent, on the other hand, there are rumors he'll be away for just a month or so. We'll see how that develops. Liverpool are really, going to really struggle this season. I think they're in serious trouble. They looked completely toothless the moment, they had Trent off and Diaz off. Arsenal just overwhelmed them, and they really didn't know what to do. Take nothing away from them though. Credit to them, they still managed to play their style of football, their brand. They managed to still dominate play for periods, especially in the first half. They did quite well, but it just wasn't enough. You just got the feeling from like the 65th to 70th minute that they were just trying to ride out a draw. It was that bad. That was the first time I saw Liverpool trying to play out for a draw, and that was not just encouraging. So I think Liverpool are in serious trouble. They play Manchester City next, who won 4-0 against Southampton. So imagine what will happen if they meet. I think Manchester City are now favourites to win that game because Trent's injury is a big, big minus for Liverpool. I think Haaland will have a field day. Joe Gomez for me is just, it just doesn't cut it for me. Good player on his day, but when it comes to mixing it up with the big boys, Joe Gomez doesn't have it. So I did not see Liverpool play well against Man City. They could manage to mount up a resistance, but I don't know. Based on what I'm seeing, the level of intensity Liverpool are playing with this season, I really don't see them perform well, I'm afraid.
So we don't have the capacity.
Manchester United ran out 1-0 winners, 2-1 winners, against Everton away from home. The first 5 minutes, they look jittery, they look like they were disorganized. The loss of the ball by Casemiro in the middle of the park gifted Everton the chance to take a shot on target, and Alex Iwobi scored a beautiful goal, wonderful goal, great goal from outside the box, beat the hair and all the defenders. But Manchester United rallied, played well, especially in the second half. Sancho hooked, Martial got injured, of course, giving Cristiano Ronaldo a chance, and Cristiano Ronaldo took his chance, scored the 700 club goal of his career.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
It's an insane statistic for a footballer. 700 club goals. That's insane. Over 450 of them for Real Madrid. That's a proper football legend. Cristiano Ronaldo, you cannot call him a club legend. You call him a football legend. He's one of the greatest footballers of all time.
This is football heritage.
700 club goals is immense. It's an immense achievement. So hats off to Cristiano Ronaldo. Congratulations to him as he scores that. Manchester United looked really good, especially in the second half. They really dominated play, and they should have been rewarded with an extra goal, if not for the shenanigans of VAR. The ball touched Rashford's hand before going into the net, so the referee says, according to the laws, according to the VAR laws, I was not going to accept it as a goal. Of course, Manchester United still didn't have to worry. They still were dominant. They should have scored at least 4 goals. They were playing very well. I think they will do well this season, especially against the smaller teams. I think they will fare well. I think they are playing, with some form of organization for the very first time in a long time. You saw them trying to play out from the back in the beginning of the season and it was failing them. So they switched to a pragmatic approach. But I think as games have been going on, they are beginning to understand what the manager wants, and they are now playing a much more organized brand of football. I think Manchester United will be okay. I think they will do it. I don't know if they have the minerals for the Champions League qualification, but we'll see how that happens. When they meet teams like, Manchester and Arsenal and Liverpool away, of course they got wins against those two, mind you, and you will say that those wins where they really did manage to scrape them, and it wasn't just a good day for Arsenal and Liverpool, but imagine that on a very good day for Arsenal, the way they are playing at the Emirates Stadium, Manchester United could really struggle. I also like to see them against Tottenham. To be interested to see them against Tottenham, of course against Liverpool away. Chelsea ran out winners against Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton looked toothless. I'm sorry, they were not playing well. Bruno Lage got sacked, of course, replaced by two caretaker managers, and they always say two heads are better than one, but I don't understand what happened with Wolves. They had two managers on the touchlines, and they still couldn't manage to scrape a win. Graham Potter, got his win, deserved. Chelsea played quite well, to be honest. He deserved the win. But again, I wasn't impressed with the way they play. I think Chelsea will struggle against really strong sides. I think that the players that Graham Potter has at his disposal is a number one issue. I do not think that those players are cut out, for the kind of modern approach for the game. Especially players like Aubameyang, who, as a former Arsenal striker, we also saw how he's doing good and how his powers waned, and now he's back in the Premier League. I really don't think at 34, with little knowledge of how modern football is played, I really don't think Aubameyang is going to bag more than 15 league goals this season. I think he will struggle to bag 15, to be honest. But we'll see about that. Yeah, it's not hating, it's just what it is. I think, it's just past it, it's washed. That's just the way I can put it. N'Golo Kante can't seem to stay fit. Jorginho doesn't seem to have the physicality anymore. The technique is there, but the legs are gone. And it's just very important that Chelsea gets someone in the middle of the park that can dictate play. And they really don't have that at the moment. So I think, they will do well, against, bottom and mid-table teams. But I think when, push comes to shove, they will really struggle against the strong sides.
Continue.
Manchester City, of course, 4-0 winners against Southampton. Really didn't know much to say. The Haaland with another goal. His 15th league goal, 15 league goals in 9 games. Astonishing statistic, really. If I were a Liverpool defender or a Liverpool fan, I would really be fearing for my life. Best just go to the game. If you just go with your rosary and just say your graces and your prayers, because for a player like Joe Gomez, I don't even know how I'm going to. Don't just even get me started on what's going to happen to him, because he's really going to run that defense ragged. Liverpool would really need to up their game. Luis Diaz is somebody who really gives them a lot of firepower and running power. With him out of the picture, I really don't see players like Jota and Darwin Núñez, performing, of course. I think the gamble of Darwin Núñez has not really paid off. I think the guy is trying his possible best, but it's like he doesn't understand what the offside rule is in England yet. He's always getting called offside. I don't know what's wrong with him. The instructions are really hard to relay for some reason. He's not taking those instructions in stride. And Mo Salah, well, it's the same age-old issues that happens with big players. Once they sign those big contracts, he's really looked off color since he signed, that deal, £300,000 plus a week, and he's really doing good. He's not scoring, he's not influencing games. He was completely dominated by Takeru Tomiyasu against Arsenal. It was so sad to see Klopp had to hook him in this 50 something or 60th minute or whatever. It was really that bad. A lot of questions have to be asked. I still think selling Sadio Mane was the biggest mistake Liverpool made. I think they should have managed to give him a new contract. He gave them that fear factor. The fact of the matter is, at the moment, Liverpool really don't have that fear factor. That's just what it is. So it'll be interesting to see how, they really fare against teams like Manchester City. Next week will be really interesting for them. Yeah. AC Milan, 2-0 winners against Juventus. Great performance. Napoli, 4-1 win away to Cremonese. Napoli are actually looking good this season. I still think they will fall by the wayside. I don't think they have the firepower to go the long haul, but it's impressive to see the way they've been playing. Remember, they smashed Ajax 6-1 last week in Champions League, and they are set to host Ajax this week. We'll see how that turns out. Real Madrid again managed to scrape a new 1-0 win away to Getafe. Barcelona also a 1-0 win away at home, of course, to Celta Vigo. Neck and neck. The El Clasico comes this weekend, and just like I've been saying in the last couple of episodes, the margins are so tight. The El Clasico will give us a good idea of what the title race will look like, who is really going to be the front runner and who is going to be chasing the pack. Except of course the end with a draw again, in which case the stalemate continues. So we'll see how that turns out. It's been really interesting to see how the games are developing. PSG, for all their good football, are quite doing well in France. I think they will struggle again in the Champions League this year. I do not think that they have the players, that can do the job, especially in the front line. Mbappe and Neymar are world-class players, of course, and on their day they can hurt anybody. But there's just something about PSG, especially from their midfield to their backline, that I just don't buy. I think they are really, a good side, but they don't have the minerals for me. For me personally, that's what it is. So that's been it for me in this episode of the Objective Football Banter. I should remember to click like, subscribe, and of course share our page so you can help us grow. Until we meet in the next episode, thank you so much for joining me. See ya.